There's a lot of investors in this league. One investor, been trying to keep quiet about, his investment in the league ever since his comments that he made about a young rookie. Pretty much, had him in the headlines for about a month and a half. That is Geno Auriemma, dog. I'm here to tell you, he's part owner of this league.
Remember when Geno Auriemma said Caitlin Clark couldn't cut it in the WNBA? Well, karma's got a wicked sense of humor. Geno Auriemma, the self-proclaimed basketball ball guru, is watching his unrivaled investment crumble like a house of cards now. Imagine Caitlin Clark, the player. He did it holding the one card that could save it all, but she's not playing.
Like I said earlier, they actually had odds that, she was like third or fourth in the betting odds to be MVP of the WNBA. That's such a slap in the face to every WNBA player. It's unbelievable, right?
Classic case of you reap what USAR's criticism is coming back to haunt him in the form of plummeting ratings and a hefty financial loss. Meanwhile, Clark's busy proving him wrong with every record-breaking play in the WNBA. Talk about a plot twist.
Well, we got an update on the Unrivaled ratings for last Friday night, and well, as you can expect, they unraveled, as I like to say. Not good. I mean, we're basically at half the ratings now of the debut week.
How some people just can't stop themselves from making bad decisions. Well, Geno Auriemma is giving us a front row seat to his latest blunder. The UConn coach, riding high on his college success, thought he'd found his next golden ticket with Unrivaled. But let me tell you, this investment is turning into a disaster of epic proportions. Cut here, let's set the scene. Auriemma, flush with confidence, decides to throw his weight and cash behind this new women's basketball league. He's thinking he's got the magic touch that everything he touches in women's basketball turns to gold. But here's the twist: the league's entire success is banking on star power. And guess who's not playing ball? That's right, the one and only Caitlin Clark. Cut here now, Auriemma's probably pacing in his office, watching those viewership numbers like a hawk. And let me tell you, they're not just low, they're embarrassingly low. We're talking a nosedive from 300,000 viewers to barely scraping 100,000. That's like going from Madison Square Garden to your local YMCA. It's a free fall that's making everyone involved break out in a cold sweat. Cut here. But it's not just Auriemma feeling the heat. The other investors are starting to sweat bullets too. This isn't just Goo's problem anymore. It's turned into a full-blown financial disaster. The league's business model, which seems so smart on paper, is now looking about as solid as a house of cards in a hurricane. You've got to wonder what was going through Auriemma's mind when he signed those checks. Did he really think he could build a successful league without the star power of players like Caitlin Clark? It's like trying to make a blockbuster movie without any A-list actors. Sure, you might have a great script, but who's going to buy tickets? And speaking of Clark, her decision to turn down Unrivaled offers looking smarter by the day. They reportedly dangled over $1 million in front of her for just an 8-week season. That's some serious cash. But Clark saw the bigger picture. She knew her value, and she knew where she wanted to make her mark in the WNBA. Now Auriemma's investment is starting to look risky. Ear than a half-court shot at the buzzer. You can almost picture him watching Clark dominate in the WNBA, knowing that she could have been the saving grace for Unrivaled. That's got to sting, especially considering how much he's criticized her in the past. But let's talk numbers for a second. How much did Geno actually sink into this venture? This is the kind of investment that could have bought a small island or funded a whole bunch of college scholarships. You've got to wonder if Auriemma's regretting some of those comments he made about Clark. Now, all that criticism, all that doubt he cast on her abilities, and now she's the one thriving while his investment crumbles. It's like watching a real-time lesson in karma play out on the basketball court. But here's the reality: this whole situation is exposing a fundamental flaw in how some people view women's basketball. Auriemma and the other Unrivaled backers thought they could just throw money at the problem and create a successful league overnight. They underestimated the importance of having actual stars in the league, and they overestimated their own ability to attract top talent. Remember when everyone thought Caitlin Clark was about to cash in big time with Unrivaled? Well, plot twist, she said no. And let me tell you, it's not just about the money. There's a whole backstory here that Geno Auriemma and his investor buddies never saw coming. So picture this: Unrivaled comes at Clark with a deal that would make most of us quit our day jobs on the spot. We're talking 7 figures for just a few weeks of play. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? But Clark's not having it, and trust me, there's way more to this story than just a fat paycheck. Let's rewind it a bit. You know how Geno Auriemma couldn't seem to keep Clark's name out of his mouth. Yeah, those comments didn't exactly age like fine wine. In fact, they've turned into some pretty sour grapes for old Geno Auriemma. once claimed Clark wasn't built for the physicality of pro ball. Fast forward to her rookie season, and Clark's not just surviving, she's thriving. We're talking in 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. That's not just good, that's historic. Now put yourself in Clark's shoes for a second. You've just wrapped up a college career for the ages, you're tearing it up in the WNBA, and suddenly the guy who doubted you wants you to save his new league. Talk about awkward. But it's not just about proving or wrong, though. Let's be honest, that probably feels pretty good. Clark's got a packed schedule that would make most of us need a nap. Just looking at it, she's coming off a deep NCAA tournament run. She just finished a historic WNBA freshman season, and she's juggling endorsements and speaking events left and right. And let's not forget, she's human. She needs rest. You know what they say about burning the candle at both ends, right? Well, Clark's not about to set her whole career on fire just to make Auriemma's investment look good. Sources close to Clark are saying she needs a break after her demanding schedule, and honestly, can you blame her? But here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just about rest and recovery. There's this whole respect thing that's been brewing after being underestimated for so long. Why would Clark help the very people who doubted her? It's like if your high school bully asked you to help them win the lottery. Not exactly top of your to-do list, is it? Experts are saying Clark's decision could have some serious long-term implications for her career. By saying no to Unrivaled, she's showing the world that she values her health and long-term success over a quick payday. It's a power move, plain and simple. And let's talk about the impact on Unrivaled for a second. Without Clark, this league is like a birthday party without cake. Sure, people might show up, but it's not going to be nearly as exciting. Analysts are saying that without Clark's star power, Unrivaled is going to have a tough time attracting casual viewers. She's not just a player, she's a whole event unto herself. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what about all that money? Well, here's the thing about Clark. She's looking at the big picture. A successful, sustainable career in the WNBA could mean way more in the long run than a quick cash grab with Unrivaled, especially when she makes at least $100,000 per speaking event. Clark's star is soaring higher than ever. She's not just playing the game, she's changing it. You know what's really wild? Clark's impact goes way beyond the court. She's drawing eyeballs to women's basketball like never before, and fans can't get enough. It's not just about her stats, which are ridiculous, by the way. It's about how she connects with people. She's got that special something that turns casual viewers into diehard fans. So while Auriemma's counting his losses, Clark's busy writing her own legacy. Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications, and we will see you in the next one.
Caitlin Clark behind the back on the spin to the hole and one.
Assist and the Big Ten all-time assist record.
Right here, just staying on balance, taking the contact, getting the and one.